The year is 2012.
To the sky I rise, spread my wings and fly, leave the past behind and say goodbye to the scared child inside. I sing for freedom and for love. I look at my reflection, embrace the woman I've become. The unbreakable lotus in me, I now set free.
Wow. Maya Angelou's shaken.
Lotus.
I really felt that.
Thank you. Yes, it was a dramatic reading of Lotus Intro.
Which is so good.
Yeah, Legend X came through.
Wow.
With
We
the
just end the
critically
podcast
acclaimed,
right there.
Yeah, that's it. 20 Years of Lotus coming soon.
Wow. Well, mine is not that, but also this year. Oh, that was so good. I just like got chills for a split second.
Yeah, we once cleared out a bar because I put that on the jukebox.
And
yeah, people left
because it just kept playing over and over. Oops. Well, speaking of getting chills and shaking, okay, I'm going to take you guys there. Summer 2012. The location is London. Black taxi cabs start pouring into the arena. Who could it be? The announcers don't know. Everyone's shaking and crying.
I'll stand by. For this night only.
A lot of excitement surrounding the arrival of these black cabs.
And then suddenly, 5 of these taxi cabs drive to the center of the stage. One lights up black, one's pink, one's blue, one's cheetah, and the one in the middle is the UK flag. And then all of a sudden, you just hear...
And some not so black cabs as well.
And everyone's like, oh my God, I'm shaking, it's the Spice Girls!
Oh, God, what a moment. Best reunion. I mean, they've killed both of the big reunions. 07 tour and then 12 Olympics. Iconic.
I saw both. This was, I just remember the chills that went through my body were next level.
Yeah, it was so good.
Because it was never officially announced.
No, there were like TMZ videos.
Yeah, and
that's
then the
about it.
second those like taxi cabs like turned the corner, I was like, oh my God. And even the announcers like, well, it's been highly rumored that, and then all of a sudden they lit up and you just saw like the flag and the cheetah and like the black.
God, perfect. Posh voguing like 3 feet away from them as she would.
It was honestly their like highlight of their
completely
career. Like it should have been the perfect ending.
It should have been. We don't have to talk about 2019 4 Girls and Jessica Lynn opening. Yeah,
it's iconic.
We'll keep it there. Also in 2012, Rihanna released her studio album Unapologetic.
Oh yeah. Right.
For the locals who may not be aware, there is an iconic tweet from Rihanna that is still up to this day where she misspelled unapologetic and it's like, go buy unapologetic. It became a meme.
It's still there.
Great album.
Wow.
Yeah. I was there at that release party too. She was there eating fries.
Queen.
She signed my little placard, my unapologetic placard. Another story. 20 years of Rena coming soon.
Wow. Well, speaking of girls that have X Factor, that's literally what this year is about. So let's jump into 2012. Hey, I'm T. Kyle.
Hey, I'm Bradley Stern.
This is our new
Britney.
Yeah,
no, that's not gonna work.
Hey, I'm T. Kyle.
And I'm Bradley Stern.
And this is It's Britney, Bitch.
A podcast for stans.
By stans.
Dedicated to 20 years of the living legend, Britney Jean Spears. So we start the year actually with a little feature that is a kind of a nice tie-up of everything.
Feature is an interesting word.
It's a nice picture. It's kind of like it's
is it?
her. Well, yeah, it's her and the whole casting crew. All right. Well, I like it because
it's well lit.
It is well lit. It's her and the 5 million people who made the Femme Fatale Tour happen, and it's in V Magazine, and there's just like a wrap up of her figures and stuff, and presenting her as a living legend.
Yeah, because we had just finished the Femme Fatale Tour, which thank you if you made it through that monster of an episode.
That was trauma.
It was trauma. It was therapy, but we got through it, and then they decided in January to just remind us about it again.
They did.
In V Magazine. The only thing about this photo shoot is she looks like a cardboard cutout that is just placed in the middle of the rest of the team.
Yeah, and I have no doubt that that's what that was. It was a great cutout. It could have been.
Honestly think it was everyone on the team, and then they photoshopped in a Candies outtake.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we get for the next 6 years, so.
Oh my God. All right. You know what? Some people thought we were being too negative. We're just being honest.
We're just being honest. I mean, I like, though, that they tried to at least cement the legacy and make it look like,
right.
She was getting coin and all that stuff, so good for her. It's a quiet beginning of 2012 before all the announcements. She randomly attends the Olympic Committee's World Conference on Women in Sport.
Well, she is an athlete.
She is an athlete.
She can dance. Not everyone can.
Not everyone has that. Yeah, and she takes pictures with Olympic medalists like Michelle Kwan, and she just twit pics from the event, which is so random, but also sportny. So
women supporting women.
Everyone's sport album is coming. Oh my God, volleyball. She also is getting praise from the newly debuted Lana Del Rey, who is dropping Born to Die this year, inventing sugar daddies and sadness.
Oh.
Yeah, Born to Die happens this year. And in several interviews, she is shouting out Britney, and she says she doesn't really care about any female musicians except for Britney. She's like, there's something about her that's interesting to me. And then 1 year before, she posted, it was pretty iconic. She posted on her Facebook when she had 10 fans. She posted the Hold It Against Me video and wrote, other than Elvis, Nirvana, and Nina Simone, she's still my favorite.
Wow.
For Hold It Against Me. I know. She was an early stan.
Relatable.
Very. So we love Lana. Lana loves Britney. Legends only. So
true. Yeah, this was in comparison to last year, which was quite active.
Yes.
We get a slow spring.
Slow spring because things are happening.
Well, yes.
Yes. At the same time, there's Michelle Bell in March.
Mm-hmm.
And she is a songwriter who worked with Britney through In the Zone to the very mysterious Original Doll sessions during the Onyx Hotel tour. And she starts talking because everyone starts talking 5 to 10 years after the fact. And I think we'll get into this more, and maybe, I don't know, what do you think, Kyle?
Well, what do you guys, would you like us to do a bonus episode dedicated solely to the unreleased, remixed, reimagined, still iconic,
still
and
unreleased
bonus tracks of Britney? Because they start to, as everyone's computer and technology start to advance, people just start leaking more things on various platforms.
Yeah.
Like SoundCloud, which is another place that you can listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's more that start leaking this year.
Yeah.
And there's a whole, I would say 3 albums worth of unreleased.
Absolutely.
At this point.
Yeah, we get Money, Love, and Happiness, Peep Show, and Ouch this year, which all kind of add to the Original Doll mystique and kind of give you a better impression of where she is mentally at the time. So we can talk about those maybe in an episode if you want.
Mm-hmm. What should we have them tweet at us?
Oh, unreleased.
What's a good emoji?
What's an unreleased emoji?
If you would like an unreleased deep dive, deep in our hearts and unreleased. Let me look.
Let's see.
Should we do the crystal ball?
Oh, we should. Yes. If you would like us to choose our own destiny and talk about the unreleased songs, send us crystal ball emojis.
Yes. Would you like me to tell you your future? No, thanks.
I choose my own album tracks.
Yes. Does she?
Does she?
That is pretty much it for the spring. And we are going to jump into a little show called The X Factor.
The X Factor, brought over from the UK.
Yes. Now, the rumors about this, I remember, started early. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of like, please no.
Please, God, no.
God, no. Just don't. No.
If anything, if Team Britney knows anything, it's what the fans want, which is exactly what we got, which is Britney on a reality television series. That's exactly what we wanted.
Right. We were still a little traumatized from Chaotic. So it was a little nerve-wracking, the rumors. But then 2 things happen in April.
Oh.
Should we start good news? Both
of them are bad.
Say good news first or bad? Oh, wait.
Bad or badder.
Okay, so so in April, it is officially confirmed that the legendary Miss Britney Spears is going to be a judge on season 2 of The X Factor.
Yes, alongside Demi Lovato, Simon Cowell, and L.A. Reid.
Which is a solid panel.
Solid panel. My first reaction was horror. because I was like, you're going to take somebody who's notorious for lip syncing and notorious for people judging her voice and have her judge people's vocals.
Okay, well, here...
Oh.
Here comes the
stand just
popped, sat up on his couch. So the X Factor was kind of different, I felt like, than The Voice and Idol. And so I remember I was horrified, not in the sense of like her being a judge. I was horrified in the sense of like, I was more nervous about the schedule. Yeah. And coming off of last year, I was like, okay, she can't, I don't know if she can handle this schedule.
Yeah. But
if you think about the words X Factor, which is difficult to have, not everyone has that.
Mm-hmm.
Britney has that.
She does.
There are very few people who have that. I don't need to tell you who else I think has it. Well, there's one person from the X Factor that I'm going to say that I think has it.
A winner?
No.
Oh.
We'll get there in a second.
Okay.
Don't keep me waiting. I'm keeping you waiting.
You'll have to wait and see.
Britney has X Factor. Like, I never went to Britney as like a vocalist.
Right.
Like, to me, I like her as a person and an entertainer. Mm-hmm. She has X Factor.
Yeah.
But I was
worried because she was ultimately judging voices.
Right.
And there was actually less backlash than I thought about her, like people being like, but you don't sing. There's one contestant who clapped back and was like, you use autotune.
That's why you use autotune and I don't.
Actually.
Oh, hold it.
Because I remember at first I was like, oh, maybe they'll change up the format.
Yeah.
Because now that Britney's on, like maybe they'll do more of like an America's Got Talent where it'll just be entertainers.
Any X Factor kind of thing.
Right. Mm-hmm. And not like The Voice, which is so like they kind of pick up singers that already have a following.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I know.
And she was like going up against Tina. Like they were starting and I was like, I'm not here for that.
No.
This reigniting of a feud.
Yeah.
Via ratings. I don't need this.
Yeah. And ultimately, and I think this is like probably what Britney fans feared most is like her having to do public speaking. I mean, she can hit the stage. Obviously, it ebbed and flowed over the years, but speaking, she hates. She hates promo. She hates interviews. And this is literally a solely speaking job.
Right. And it's live. That was the other thing where I was like, oh.
Yeah. So thanks for signing her up for that, Larry.
Yeah. Well, we're going to deep dive through all of that in a second. But the other thing that happened this month, rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Radar Horse.
He is no longer with us.
No.
Just forever in spirit in the Radar video. As a strong, muscular horse who was showered down by water and very sensual, strong horse.
Yes. A very legendary animal in the Britney legacy.
Yes.
And underrated.
Radar rated? Yeah.
You know, Banana the Snake is truly the true star, as Britney would say.
True star.
But, you know, Radar Horse is really, we just have to give it up for him.
Give it up for him. Wasn't he amazing?
Oh my God, we just used past tense. That's horrible.
Oh, God.
Anyway, okay.
He'll live on forever.
All right, so X Factor. So this kicks off in May at the Fox Upfronts. And this was a speed bump along the road. So they do this junket where, you know, everyone, if you have a new show or whatever, it's like basically where celebrities go on stage and they're like, hey, how's everyone feeling? And then people cheer and then advertisers buy into your show. It's like a whole technical thing. It's like super boring and whatever. It's just corporate America.
It's super corporate, yeah.
So they go on stage, they all get introduced, and she has her first iconic quote, which is the first time we get true star.
Yeah.
Which would happen numerous times.
So
it's like
many
the
times.
Sweetie amazing, but this
star.
is the first time that we get it.
Yeah.
And she just says like one line and then throws to Simon.
I'm going to say a few words, but I'm sure you'd much rather hear initially from the lovely Britney.
Well, first of all, I'm so excited about this whole experience. It's going to be so much fun and so different from anything I've ever done. And I'm ready to find the true star. Back to you, Simon.
She's super nervous, obviously.
Yes.
And everyone's just standing around awkwardly.
And she's a little disheveled here.
She is. And the other thing is, at this time, all of the headlines are talking about how much money she's making, because this is like an unprecedented amount of money.
Yeah, she made, was it the highest?
I think it was the highest. It was like 25 million, something absurd.
I know that Mariah made a lot from Idol too. I feel like that was another big one, which is like...
Yeah, I think Britney kind of led to that. Not like... Yeah, I think like they were buying these major superstars because people cared more about the judges than the talent.
Well, let's be fair.
I mean,
she is the star of that panel.
Oh, what? Oh, the Lovatics are coming for you.
Well, no, I love Demi Lovato.
No, I know. No, it was all about this absurdity of having Britney Spears on a panel. It was like
in terms of the whole package,
right?
She is the star of that panel,
right? Everyone, all eyes on her, as one might say.
Yes.
Yeah, and so everyone was kind of like waiting on her to see what she was like, and she gives us this one very GMA-esque line where she's just like, back to you, Simon.
Yeah, it was very GMA-y. She was very Femme Fatale-y in the eyes here.
Yes.
And there's also, so she does an outfit change. So like she comes out and she's got like it's like a beige kind of like chic.
The beige was a bit of a serve.
It was. And then she switches into this purple outfit, which was also a serve. But like her hands, like all of her nails are completely bitten off.
Yeah.
And this is where, we start getting like HD photo. Well, no, we've had HD photos, but like
the photos were clear.
The photos were very zoomed in.
Yeah.
Her nails are like literally half bitten off and her hand is bleeding. And that was like the first headlines out of the gate.
Yeah, you're right.
Because this is so upfronts came like months before the show premiered.
Yeah.
And this was like the first moment that we got, which was like kind of mildly horrifying.
Definitely.
Because I'm like, oh, this was technically a live event, even though it was only covered really by press. But like, just wasn't.
No, I mean, the essence of being a reality show judge is you're kind of a ham and you would love to have the camera on you the whole time. Like, for the most part, most of the judges are super hammy and like super talkative. I mean, any of them could talk all day. And then you have her who it's like literally painful when it pans to her for the upfronts and from there on in.
Well, that's sort of the thing that I noticed switched with these singing competition judges. It's like it went from being like we're gonna actually find
a
superstar,
the true star,
to this is an opportunity for you as a well, I was gonna say artist, but I was thinking of some other panelists that I don't think fall into that category. So I'm gonna say entertainer instead of the word artist. Entertainers would fill in these
non-Hot 100 number one havers,
which is difficult to get. Not everyone has that and still doesn't have it. Sorry, I just
she popped off.
You might want to say caution. I was just getting a little heated. No, so like these judging roles became opportunities for entertainers to sit there in front of millions of people and like hawk their own music and do their own promo.
Fake
and
drama / real drama. But
right.
Like that was what was.
Yeah, the judges became the forefront
completely.
Versus them actually trying to find like a new queen of pop.
Absolutely.
Which they really haven't found one since.
I mean, Leona was from original X Factor. That was solid. X Factor UK has had quite a few. One Direction, Little Mix, Cher Lloyd, a bunch.
Well, the UK has way better taste than.
Well, yes, that too.
Like with music, they have like the taste really jumped out over there.
They did, yes, completely. That was a fantastic string of actual stars for a while there.
They also do TV a lot better, I think.
Yes,
in the UK.
The drama of UK X Factor is incredible.
Well, the way they also a lot of their shows like are like in primetime and stuff. They mix in popular music into their shows,
The
and
syncing.
so they actually like boost
Yeah.
music there. Whereas like here, it's so like everyone's just so greedy and just like you can't have the rights to this or that, so like no one hears music.
Yeah, that's true
like
too.
the same 10 songs on radio. Basically, the United States is trash.
Yeah.
I just shaded 80% of our
He just
viewers.
licked a donut while he said that right here. Yeah, so we have Britney brought on really to be a star and not to find talent. That's kind of the gist of this whole situation. And I don't think they were trying to do anything between Demi and Britney. I think
No, not at all.
Yeah. I think they were just like younger-ish demographic.
Yeah, it was a demographic thing.
Gay demographic.
And then also having like, Simon, who's obviously carries so much
Simon
history.
Forever, yep.
And L.A. Reid, who has like the technical background.
Industry connect.
Industry, yes.
Yeah.
Industry moment.
Yeah, we have that. At the same time, just a slight footnote in the Britney book. Oops, I Did It Again, The Best of Britney Spears is announced. A tragic compilation featuring My Baby. Featuring that femme fatale looking back bed photo, I believe.
Which was kind of fierce.
Yeah.
But it's not that it was unofficial.
It's official. It's just like unnecessary.
It was like a weird, strange release.
It was. And it didn't need to happen at all because.
No, and it had nothing from Blackout. So everyone was like,
Right. It was so strange.
Yeah, it was an odd moment.
Anyway, so that's announced. So what happens is that the judges all start going around the country, and this is the X Factor auditions. And because this is, at this point, Twitter is a thing, social media is a thing, so everyone who's going is live tweeting, recording, Instagram, whatever, from the auditions, even though I think you're not supposed to. I'm pretty sure.
But they didn't take away phones. So this is where, people start voice memoing from inside these tapings. Including
me. Well, no.
You were there.
I was there. I did not voice memo. I think I live tweeted, or I wrote it up on mewmews.com, an irrelevant blog for 12 gays. I went to Providence, joined my friends Lance, Jordy, and Michael, who may or may not be listening. Hey, guys. We went to the auditions in Providence. Michael got front row the first day. So I'm biased, but I think her outfit during Providence was the best. It was red dress, that red wrap.
Yes, that was a good dress.
That was a good one. Just very sexy moment, because some of them were, less so. So drove there for the weekend from Connecticut, being a Connecticut local, to Providence, and sat there for several hours staring at the back of her head. There was a really life-affirming moment that happened in the audience. It kind of changed my whole worldview, because we're getting into the whole wait, the world doesn't revolve around Britney moment,
right?
Because I'm sitting next to this gay bee. He's 16 years old, and
which would define for the girls what that is.
A gay boy, a gay, younger. And I'm alone at this one because I think a lot of us had staggered seating for some of the auditions, and we were kind of just taking whatever there was. It was, every man for himself to see the back of her head. So, so I'm sitting with this gay boy who eventually tries to make talk with me, small talk, and he's like, "So who are you here for?" And I'm like, Britney. I mean, what? Why is that a question?
Why else would you be here?
Yeah. Hello. And he goes, "Oh, cool. I like Britney, but she's kind of old now. I'm here for Demi." And I literally felt the entire world shift around me and twist on its axis. And that is when I realized I was older than yesterday.
Because I'm older than yesterday. My God.
It was really shocking. And that was also kind of a point where I was like, oh, so Demi is a queen of pop to the teens now.
Yeah.
So
I liked Demi as a pick.
Oh, same. Yeah.
I would just like to put that on the record.
Absolutely. She's got the voice, and she
does have the voice.
Definitely had the personality to be sassy, but also supportive.
I don't think a lot of people have seen this, but she opened for the Jonas Brothers, who I think are kings of pop.
Right.
And I remember seeing her in Madison Square Garden, and she came out and she sang a cappella.
Oh.
And did this moment, and she started crying, and she was like, my dreams are coming true.
Oh.
And she had this really emotional moment, and everyone, the whole MSG sold out, cheered for her, and I was like, wow, that girl can fucking sing.
Yeah, she really can. I've unintentionally seen her 5 times live, because she's either opened or I just keep getting invited to it, which I'm happy for. It's just it was definitely during the string of 2011, 12. She was touring a lot and stuff, and I kept seeing her. She's amazing live, and we love and support Demi.
Mm-hmm. Make a wave.
Make a wave. So at the same time, I'm in the auditions. Some things to note. The rumors are true. In between auditions, Larry and Jason immediately come out, grab her by both hands, and take her away as the 3 other judges turn around, sign autographs, and take selfies. After every audition or break, she is immediately escorted out. She's the only one ever.
And how long were the breaks?
It ranged. There was one that was 20 minutes, and there was one that, a shorter one. And then there was one audition she just flat out missed. It was just 3 of them. And I know that they use stock footage, older footage of reactions if they need to for those moments. But there were reports happening at this time that there were anxiety attacks, and there were smoke breaks for her frequently, and she definitely was not there as much as the others.
Yeah, there was the report that she, the first day, walked out and didn't return.
Yes.
And I was not personally there, but an inside source told me that was true as well.
Mm-hmm. She was super nervous, super unprepared to be on live television, did not want to be there. I mean, that's just the fact. You can read it on her face in so much of this series.
But I also feel and maybe, I don't know if we need to talk about it now, But like this sort of confirmed my fear with her is that I don't think she's a mean person.
Oh, totally.
And like Simon, that's his thing. Like that's his entertainment. Like that's his personality to be.
Yeah.
And there were so many of these auditions that were set up to be bad.
Yeah.
And I think it just really is not her thing.
It's not. However, she unintentionally is quite sassy, and she says, I pass to almost everybody.
Which none of that made it into the actual
right.
show.
There's a compilation of it.
Yeah, there's voice memos, like recordings of her saying, literally the judges just being like, you know, I think blah, 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 going on and on and on. And they're just like, and Britney? And she says, I pass.
I pass.
Britney, it's your turn.
I pass.
Yeah, she also, during mine, which didn't get airtime, I don't believe, it was a duo, a couple, married couple, and she's like, I don't really like your image. I think you should wear a wig. And the entire stadium was like, what? And Simon was like, what do you mean, Britney? And she's like, both of them. They should wear a wig.
Yeah, I don't think that made it.
It didn't make it.
No.
It was, she kept saying really weird things. The other thing was, they said yes, yes. It was 2 yeses, and then it came to her, and she goes, Simon, you can read my mind. You know what I'm thinking. And Simon had to be like, what?
Right.
Like, I know that she had an earpiece in. That was the other thing, is people clocked the earpiece. So I think sometimes she was being fed, like, critiques or...
Did the other judges have?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Really?
I don't think so.
Interesting.
Yeah. At least sometimes I think there was like an earpiece moment.
Right.
Yeah. And the nervous scribbling on the notes and stuff, like there was so much weirdness. But yeah, there was a lot of times where she made a critique or said something that just landed so flat, and a lot of it just didn't make the final recording.
Yeah, this was a rocky start to the X Factor. And I also remember too, so this is happening in the summer before we're actually getting to see the show, which all this would air later in September.
Yeah.
But we're getting all the photos. We're getting fans that are leaking stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And even the photos of like the arrivals and stuff, she looked really uncomfortable.
Yeah. We're like
there's a
rooting
lot
for
of-
her when she looks even slightly present and happy.
Yeah. Which was difficult because coming off the Femme Fatale era, it was already nerve-wracking.
It was.
And then this was just not...
No. This is like...
Wasn't starting off well.
No.
But I think we do get some improvements.
We do. Eventually, you kind of get forced into getting used to this. Mm-hmm. But she was so not built for this. So yeah, so finally it does premiere in September.
Yeah. So then we start to get promo in September, leading right up to the premiere. She does E.T.
Oh, can we talk about the promo photo?
Oh, wait, and the photo and that little video teaser.
Yeah.
Which was not a serve.
It was like black dress, right?
Yeah, and then
she
the
looks...
guitar where she like smashes it into the... right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a mom look.
It was so mom.
That was the other thing. Yeah, I mean, we can go through... We'll discuss later the looks of this. But it was a weird mix of like mom...
Yeah.
And then, I don't know.
I certainly don't know either.
Which at this point, she's only like 31.
Oh, yeah.
She's like our age now.
She dresses hotter now. It was like...
True.
It was such a weird stylistic choice for most of those nights. There were some serves, but, we can get into it.
Yeah. So, E.T., it's premiere month. She goes on E.T. with Simon. And this is where she has like the blue tint in her hair.
Yeah. Oh God.
And it was really interesting because they actually say to her, they're like, there was this rumor that you had a panic attack, and she doesn't deny it.
Britney, in your Elle magazine interview, you said that you were suffering severe panic attacks. Is it really that bad working with this one?
No. No.
Was I that bad?
No, I
Was it
have
me?
a regular anxiety like anybody would, like just nervous anxiety.
You never told me that.
Yeah, I do. I really do.
No, but you never told me that I made you anxious.
Let's not talk about this.
You just make it worse.
Exactly.
Well, thanks, Terry.
So you recently said that Britney almost quit on the first day. So why was that?
Well, everyone nearly does on the first day, whether it's Britney, Demi, LA, every person in the first couple of hours is sitting there thinking, what am I doing on this show?
She really just comes clean about it. I think it was not that it was nice to hear, but it sort of explained everything. And then Yeah, how did you feel about that?
I thought Simon went above and beyond to try and remedy the situation. I think Simon brought her on not fully knowing what was going on with her.
Right.
And then once she came on board, was like, well, let's make the best of this, because I think he probably had in his mind the superstar of 2003 situation. I mean, we all knew 2007 happened, but what happened in 11 to 13 is like, was worse than 07, like her personality wise. So I don't think he fully knew what he was taking on at that time.
Probably not.
Because he's backtracking a lot in these interviews and really trying to support her and really trying to like bring her out of her shell.
That's what I feel like. He really champions her, and I think he really knows that she's funny. I think he kind of is a stan of her.
Totally.
And I don't think he did it to be like setting her up to be, but he was trying to help her and guide her to be like, you can be yourself, you can be funny, say what you want. Like you saw he had this like mentoring.
I think he expected erraticness because of 2007, but in a good way. Instead, we get like nervous leaving the set, which is the opposite of what anybody wants. Like that's not good TV, really. Like her shouting things and doing British accents would have been better, but it's not the Britney of 2012.
No.
So instead we get social anxiety knee.
We do.
So we get that. And I think he, meant to do that with Demi, who's also an excitable character.
Yeah. And then also in this interview, they say to her the whole Christina thing. They're like, how do you feel going up against Christina in The Voice? And she says something. I mean, I'm going to insert it in here, but she says that they're friends.
So Brittany, Christina said to me that she's very proud of you and she thinks it's great that, women are taking over TV. So how do you feel about going up against Christina?
Well, I don't really see it as, I don't like the whole rivalry thing or anything like that. I just, she's a good friend of mine. I love her to death. But I feel like the shows in essence are, we're the element of the show, they're basically the same thing, but I feel like the show all in all, there's two totally different shows. The layout and everything of the show, the formats, it's like you can't even compare the two. So
And Christina's coming to watch the show with us.
Oh, she is?
We're having a popcorn party.
Yeah, she's bringing the popcorn.
In your PJs?
Yeah.
And she just plays it off like, I'm not into this rival thing anymore, which I don't think, I think she's over it. Like, she's so far past it now.
It's like so not a thing. They're so not main contenders in the game anymore that it's absurd that it's still like the 12 stans who keep it up on Twitter, like violently fighting about it. It's like, oh my God.
It's so tired.
It's so tired.
It's so not a thing. But they definitely did play off of it. I mean,
yeah, you kind of have to. It's like, it's crazy that they're on TV at the same time doing the same thing.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean,
it would have been kind of fierce if they did a musical moment together, like at this time. It would have been a win-win for both. Christina's busy doing Make the World Move on The Voice in the wig and the crown. Army of Me.
Iconic.
Lotus is so good. Anyway. So we also get another promo. A proment. That's actually
that's amazing.
A good word.
Yeah.
We get a proment.
Yeah.
A promo moment on Ellen.
We sure do. That becomes part of my legacy.
Yes. So you tell your story first.
Okay. Well, actually, let's talk about what she does because it happened after the show.
Oh, that's right. It was okay. So her and Simon again are on the promo circuit together.
Yeah.
And she's with Ellen. I thought she was way more comfortable here.
Yeah, she's better with Ellen always.
Yeah.
Mostly.
She was, the look was interesting.
Yeah, it was like a red kind of turtleneck knee moment. An interesting look.
Yeah, the dress was kind of a serve.
Yeah.
The hair was very mom.
Yeah.
And
she does like turtle face during it once. She like crinkles her face. That becomes a little gif.
Yeah. The makeup, like she does this smoky eye a lot, like in the beginning, that is just way too dark and just is very interesting, but just doesn't really match the outfit. But she, I think, is having fun with Simon and Ellen.
She is.
She looks way more comfortable than she has been up to this point.
Yeah, and Psy is also on the show, and Gangnam Style is happening in a big way, and they do the dumb dance.
They do.
And Lord knows that's probably right up her alley. She probably loved that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say that was a more successful promint.
And then they talk about how Simon had to like call her a bunch of times and convince her to do it.
That's right. They were very open about the fact that she doesn't want to do this.
Yeah. But then it was weird because then she basically admits that she didn't want to do it at first.
Yeah.
But that she comes around and then decides that she wanted to do it.
All right, so let's talk about how this came across, because I know that a lot of people have asked you to do shows like this. There are a few other shows that have wanted you. Why did you say yes to this, and how did you say yes?
Well, actually, my makeup artist was on the road with me for like 8 months, and she was actually Simon's makeup artist at first. And we just talked about it, and she talked about how much fun she had on the show. And Simon decides to give me a charming phone call, and I couldn't resist.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know.
I know.
There was a weird mix of being completely over it and actually being very into it.
I think there are elements of the job that she enjoyed. I think she liked the concept of mentoring kids. Mm-hmm. She clearly got the kids because that was the only thing that would appeal to her.
Right. But then when it came down to actually having to eliminate people and give constructive criticism, someone who like wasn't a good singer, she completely just didn't want to do it.
No. And neither
which makes sense.
I mean, Ellen was also awful. Remember that one season she did Idol? She was terrible on Idol.
Oh, that's right.
That's not in her character either. At least her stage character is like not to be like that.
I forgot that she did Idol.
Awful with Cara DioGuardi, I believe.
Right.
That was a tragic moment. You know, they just try out different personalities and some really don't work out. I mean, Mariah was fabulous, but like she's
incredible.
And she does give good constructive criticism, but like she's also not supposed to be in that situation either.
True.
It's just like, I mean, the original Idol lineup was like fabulous for what it did. It was kind of like, these are people who are not really trying to be overshadowing the contestants.
Exactly. They were there to give feedback and
Mm-hmm. So immediately after the Ellen appearance, she goes backstage and she has a live Q&A with fans. I am one of the fans.
You are.
This is my first interaction direct with the Holy Spirit. I am in my parents' kitchen. Nope. Dining room. Wearing a button up. There is, well, we'll put in the audio somewhere here, and there is video as well. It was a video Skype chat.
Yeah, from the green room or
from
something.
The green room of Ellen.
It is so awkward.
That was like at first canceled and then it was like rescheduled and it was still happening. It could not have been more perfectly awkward. It was Larry sitting next to Britney and she's like fielding questions from like...
But it was like all of them. It was like, wasn't it Larry, Adam, and Jason, and then Britney? Mm-hmm. And they're all just sitting there like silent, waiting for... And it's recording.
It's recording. It's on silent. They're just sitting there looking so awkward. And spoiler alert, if you ever get a meet and greet, it's like all of them staring at you while you do your meet and greet. It's like 7 people watching you.
Oof.
Anyway, so that's happening. All these locals are asking their questions, and they're all very like not great questions, I will say, if I remember correctly, because I'm fully blacking out at this point. I'm very nervous. I'm in a button-up shirt. I want to look right for her. Texting everyone, freaking out. I'm like, this is happening. And I'm the only one who dares to ask. Oh my God. I'm like, it finally comes to me and I like cut on. They don't like tell you when you're coming on really. It just like, I was just sitting there awkwardly for a minute and they're like, hello.
Hello. Hey. How are you? We're doing well. Hey, Britney.
Hello.
My name is Brad. I just wanted to say thank you so much for inspiring me for so many years. You're a beautiful person inside and out.
Thank you so much. That's very sweet. Thank you for your time.
So I had a question for you. So I know you're incredibly busy with X Factor and Twister Dance and Fantasy Twist and everything else going on right now.
Which, like, I wasn't trying to be shady, but that's fucking hysterical.
But I was wondering if you had started to think at all about the kind of sound or genre that you wanted to explore for your next studio album.
Not yet.
Nope.
And she just looks at me and she goes, not yet. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then Larry chimes in and he's like, so where are you from? Oh, Connecticut. How's the weather?
Where are you from right now? Where am I from right now? I am from Connecticut.
How's the weather?
Beautiful. How is it by you?
Same here. But it's hot. We're in Burbank right now. It's very hot.
Nice.
Okay, we'll have a good one.
I'm sure whatever you come up with will be amazing. So I love you, Britney.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And that's it. And I'm just like kind of awkwardly on there for a bit more. And then it cuts to the next person. And then fucking Sophia, what is it? Sophia Grace, and Rosie.
Grace, yeah. Who has like a bop single.
Oh, yeah. Queen of Pop. Jumps into the dressing room and like interrupts the live stream, and Britney's way more interested in Sophia.
Oh, yeah.
And that basically ends it. But yeah, that was my really legendary chat with her. And then Not Yet kind of became a meme because everyone's like dying for new music, and her response is like, not yet.
Basically, her answers to like everything.
Everything.
This thing is like, no.
Nope.
I pass. Not yet.
At all. So yeah, that's kind of what happened. And from that point forward, we get like little to no information about music.
Yeah, there's like no music at all, but it comes later.
It does come later. I will say the fandom was very nice to me after that, and they appreciated that I was the only one who asked, because that's what they all wanted to know.
Right, because the other thing is, now that we kind of like how we mentioned before, how judges are really just entertainers looking to promo their own music.
Yeah.
Which, you know, this is no shade to Lotus, because I love Lotus and, you know, I love Xtina, but she infamously released Lotus during The Voice and no one bought it.
Nope.
So it's not a working combo.
No, it's not. It doesn't actually help.
No, like at all.
Nope.
But I think we were all thinking maybe the only reason why she's doing this is because at the end she's going to be like, surprise, new album.
Every fucking Exhale Forum topic was like, next week she's performing live.
Yeah.
Constant.
Which
Greatest hits medley.
That judges do. It's like they literally perform
and
get like bigger productions.
Cheryl, Tweety, Cole, Fernandez, Versini, Payne performed iconic performances on X Factor every year that she had an album.
Mm-hmm. Mariah performed on Idol.
Uh-huh. It's like, that's what you do. Lord knows Christina performed every week.
Oh, yeah, with that the pink wig.
Mm-hmm.
And she hit that one note.
Make the world move. She made the world.
She made that
not
note,
by iTunes, by Lotus.
Note split.
Yeah, she made the note split.
We stand.
We stand.
Yeah, so no hints of new music.
Nope.
And the early rounds and everything.
Yeah, we start the
are
judges
about to kick off.
Yeah, the judges' houses.
Yeah.
Boot camp situation, whatever.
So September rolls around, and it is time for all of these pre-taped experiences that we've been hearing about all summer to finally hit our television screens. We finally start to see footage of these auditions that we've been hearing about forever.
Yeah.
And like they literally mask over.
Oh, totally.
Everything.
Magic of television, right?
The magic of television. Everything looks fine. Mm-hmm. Everything's edited into these like pieces.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Britney didn't get a lot of moments, but then they like made that montage where they're like, and not everyone is like happy about judges, and it's just like this montage of her being like, no,
as like toxic plays, I think, in the background.
No. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no thanks.
No.
That was not a great song for you to sing. The song was just in the wrong key. You're really off key. It's just not sung on key. I don't think you have that wow factor. I think you're confused with your direction. I'm gonna have to say no. No.
And everybody thinks I'm the mean one.
It's Britney, bitch.
Which is like fierce. It's like they're trying so hard to give her a personality that's like assertive in any way. No, not like a personality in general. I mean like a judge personality. Like
right.
No. Like they're like trying to make
her. Which role is
be,
she gonna be?
Yeah.
Like, is she the sassy one?
Yeah.
Right.
And instead, I mean, they tried. We do, however, get some pretty good sound bites from her.
We do.
She is creeped out a lot. She told the one guy, I feel uncomfortable with you even looking at me, staring at me.
Which that guy was so fake.
Yeah.
There's
so many planted ones.
There were so many that were like, and I think she just sat there and was like, I'm not interested in this. Like,
right.
But when the kids would come out and they would actually be like good singers that you could tell were there for actual real reasons.
Yeah.
Remember that one, it's like one point when someone almost made her cry, or no, she did start crying.
Yeah.
So it was like these certain moments where you could tell she genuinely connected.
Yeah.
But
then other times Britney is not feeling it.
Yeah. These like bullshit things that they were making jokes out of. You could tell she was sitting there like, no. I'm not even gonna.
Mm-hmm.
She really wears it on her face
She
when she does not care.
Oh my God, she is
Which
so
relatable.
bad. Yeah, she's so bad at hiding that she doesn't want to do something.
Right.
There's one audition in particular we should probably talk about, which is now has leaked in like its 20-minute entirety, the rough audio from it. Somebody walks out from her past, and his name is Don Phillip. If you were following us from 98 all the way up, then you already know his name. And if you're not, you're a fake fan.
True.
He duetted with Britney on the first album, I Will Still Love You. Still a bop. He is very different in 2012. He's highly emotional seeing her. And it starts off awkward because she's like, I know him. Like, we used to record together.
Hello.
Hello, what's your name?
My name is Don Phillip.
Oh my God.
You know him?
I know him.
From where?
I used to record with him a long, long time ago.
Seriously?
Really?
Like 10 years ago.
Didn't they have another unreleased?
They have
track
an unreleased, yeah.
Together
and
too?
he like leaks it. She does like background vocals or something or other. Something's clearly up beyond him just wanting to sing. So he's starting to stammer and cry at the sight of her. And he eventually, in a very long-winded, like jerky speech, says that he's gay and always wanted to like say it. And she says,
I think it's fine, you're gay.
Thereby, advancing gay rights for the next 50 years. He like warbles through his song and it's not good.
No. It was a really highly emotional, awkward, and mind you, this is happening in front of not an arena, but like a half arena,
definitely,
of people, and it's like dead quiet, and it's just they're obviously it's like all eyes on her and attention on her, and she really kind of has a freak out moment.
She does.
Like you could tell she's internally like so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
She's upset.
She's upset that this is a person from her past who's clearly struggling.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't look well.
No. And I think that they set her up with this. Like I don't think they told her in advance, like, we're going to bring out someone that I think she was completely thrown off guard and that they were trying to get a reaction. And so, I don't know. I thought it was kind of fucked up that they did this.
It is, although they might have expected it to go entirely different.
That's true. Like it could have been a sweet.
It could have been sweet. He could have gone through if he sang better and wasn't emotionally volatile. Like, I mean, he has a good voice. He did at least in 98, 99. So it's like, I don't think they entirely knew that this breakdown was going to happen, because if they did, that was pretty good acting, because I feel like it was so raw and
it was,
and like uncomfortable. So for him to like fake the coming out thing would be like surprising if they knew he was going to do all of that. I don't think they knew.
No, I think it was all pretty genuine.
Yeah,
the whole thing, and which just added to the uncomfortableness of it.
Yeah. So we get that moment, which is not great, but we do get some better moments. She's kind of all over the place with her emotions. She decides that she loves Ice Ice Baby. Gets up and dances to it.
She does.
Which is cute. A very mom dance.
A very mom dance. A very mom look.
Yeah. And she also has her lightning strike scare with Demi.
Kristen. Which also I feel like was very genuine.
Very genuine.
Very genuinely horrified. She actually like drops like a couple F-bombs.
Yeah.
Because they do that gigantic X Factor logo.
Yeah.
They do that huge, it's like a gigantic
X over her face.
Didn't it literally say X Factor over her face, entire head?
Yeah.
So it's like you can't see her saying the F word.
Yeah. There was a lightning storm during one of the auditions that was getting louder and louder, and at one point, her and Demi just full on freak the fuck out. The other thing, since we're on that topic, this is when Britney decides that loud noises scare her. There's reports the whole time that she's plugging her ears and waving to the crowd, but plugging her ears because the noise is too much for her, which like she's done 5 million concerts.
Yeah. She talks about that too in like one of the backstage promos. She's like, I had to cover my ears because it was so loud.
It's like, no, like this has always been your life. So this is another time where it's like something's definitely different about Britney in this era. Yeah, she's like the opposite of a pop star. She's like nervous to be on camera. She doesn't like loud noises. But then she has these little breakthroughs of like enjoyment, which are cute.
We also get the moment because they also combined in a lot of behind the scenes, backstage moments with the judges. And you could tell she really likes Demi.
Yeah.
Which I liked a lot, that they didn't go for the
the
female rivalry thing, which I think literally every other competition
one
has or had. Every single one was like pitting them against each other.
It's like Dannii Minogue versus Sharon Osbourne, Mariah Carey versus Nicki.
Again, back to the Billboard Hot 100 #1 song, which you just performed, which is difficult to get. Not everybody has that, to their credit.
Xtina versus everyone else on the panel.
Literally, anytime The Voice announced someone new, it was like a feud.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
So this time it was almost like Big Sis, Little Sis.
Right, which I loved.
Yeah.
And then there's also a really cute moment where she sings Happy Birthday to L.A. Reid, which is
Live
probably
vocals.
The last live vocal we've gotten.
Yeah, at least on TV, yeah.
Happy birthday, dear LA.
Oh my goodness.
Happy birthday to you.
And it is beautiful.
Yeah, it was nice to see the camaraderie.
Yeah.
That like the judges were all there. They all liked her.
Yeah.
That whatever it was that she may have been going through, they still tried to like.
Yeah.
They didn't try to exploit it. I didn't feel like.
No.
I feel like they were trying to give her a little bit of confidence. Like Demi was always complimentary to her.
Demi Lovato confident?
Oh.
On iTunes?
What's wrong? She just turned to Britney and said, "What's wrong with being?"
You're right, though.
Yeah, which was nice to see.
It was.
Again, this is all pre-taped still.
Yeah.
So there's the dread still hovering at the time of like what's going to happen when the show goes live.
Oh my God, you're right. Yeah.
And it was 2 nights a week, live 2 nights a week, I think.
Yeah, performance and results.
Yeah, it was a short schedule. She only had to do like, I think 8 weeks or something like that. It wasn't that many.
Right.
But it was still a dread.
Sure was.
But before we get to those, we get through the auditions. Thank God. They're cute. They're fine. Nothing is bad that comes out of them.
Right.
Then it moves to this concept of going to the judges' houses.
Yeah, boot
where
camp.
they get to like, don't they like finalize their teams and like
They do. They have to wean the teens down. They
narrow down to the various people.
Their final like 3 or 4. Yeah, so she rents out a house. It's not her own house.
It's not her house.
It's not.
Like the fans even knew that because
Yeah.
didn't she do photo shoots and stuff like at her house
Yeah,
and stuff?
yeah.
And there was, reports of like showing photos of her house. But, like, that's not your house.
That's not your house, sweetie.
And
And you're not going to your house, sweetie.
yeah, so they do this concept. One of the other funny ones from this, before we get into Britney's, was Fifth Harmony singing.
Chantel, Impossible?
Yeah.
Yes.
But in front of like Simon Cowell's pool.
Yes.
Which probably was his house.
Probably.
Because,
One of.
Yeah, because like he's rich and probably doesn't have a problem with them seeing his house.
Yeah.
So there's that. But
There's that.
the
And
best part.
and she is joined by Will I Am, Will You Not?
Right.
Because everyone is paired with a celebrity when they do these things.
Yeah.
Just continuing that relationship.
To be fair, at this time is, it hasn't taken its total turn yet.
True.
We'll get to that later.
And she absolutely enjoys him, for better or worse. She calls him a mad scientist in the studio. He's a genius.
Yes.
So that's fine.
This year, he was a genius. We'll discuss later.
Okay.
Okay, so the best part about Britney's judge's house moment, which I don't know if you thought this at the time, but like how far the contestants had to walk through her yard and around the pool and like down. They like literally put her on top of a mountain, essentially.
Yeah.
All the way in the backyard.
Yeah.
Like up a hill, around a mountain. The people had to walk forever to get to her. Yeah. Which is kind of symbolic.
Yes, it really is.
And one of the best ones is this poor kid walks they show him walking all the way down, and then she just tells him that he has to go home. And it's this amazing soundbite of just, and you're going home, sweetie.
I've made my decision. And you're going home, sweetie.
And who do you think you are?
Cue dramatic music.
It's fantastic. And it has kind of gotten new life this year as a meme.
Has.
Yeah, it's It's a lot of sweetie. It's a lot of
It's a
no
lot of
sweetie. Sorry, sweetie.
Yeah, and then she also has an iconic face. One of the iconic. There's a lot of them.
Oh my god, yeah, her
But-
like scrunched, confused knee.
No, this is one where like her eyes bug out of her head, and she's like,
oh yeah,
and then she's just like, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Because she was so upset at like how upset it was like eliminating people.
children.
So that's one of them. I have a GIF set on Tumblr where I did the face in like an 8 or like a 4x4 grid, so it's just all the face. I'll tweet it out at Britney Podcast. You
My
can follow
friend
us.
Parker actually made me a vanilla candle with all of her reaction GIF faces around it too, including that one.
Yeah, there were a lot from her this year. This is one of the more memorable ones.
It was. I mean, there were too many GIFs from this series. If nothing else, that's what we got out of this is GIFs.
There's a
galore.
lot. And then there's one more moment from these like
Oh.
judges' houses where Darkchild.
Yeah, there's like a weird moment where she's sitting in the studio and getting a call, but she's next to Darkchild. And of course, he doesn't show up on Brinty Joan. So we don't. I don't know if that fully could have been Hollywood magic because he's worked with her so many times and they were like, put her in a studio with someone she knows. Or they were working
I
on
don't
music
know.
that didn't come to light, which is also entirely possible because she likes to record albums that don't come out. So
I feel like they probably were working on something.
It's possible.
And
yeah,
probably were like, okay, let's get the cameras in there because they probably wanted that press.
Probably.
I believe they were probably working on something.
Well, leak it, Rodney Jerkins.
Literally. So yeah, so we leave Britney's patio.
Yeah.
And
Britney's patio, quote unquote.
Yeah. And then we are gearing up for the live shows. And she's got her like team picked out at this point, right?
Yeah.
It's like
surprisingly, Carly Rose Son and Claire, who ends up
second place
or something. Diamond White, I think, is one of them. And then Beatrice Miller, formerly known as now B. Miller, who actually is like making moves on her own.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, she was a highly embarrassing teen who wore a YOLO hat.
Yes. It was
tragic.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we know that Britney loves kids. She's a mom.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I feel like I didn't really like the whole family aspect of this being like teens and like whatever. I'm like, I don't know. It was weird.
Oh, totally. And I mean, later some of them did sassily tweet that like Demi was more of a mentor than Britney. I think one of them did, Diamond, or
right,
which I'm shocked that anyone would think that she was actually emotionally available to talk to them. Like,
right.
She barely was hanging on during this. So I don't think the teens knew at that point what was going on.
No. Speaking of mentors, I think Britney would have been better as a mentor.
Yeah, well, without doing the live shows and stuff, you mean? Just
like if she
or like
was
being that guest.
Yeah, like if she was a guest that came in during these judges' houses moments.
Yeah, it should have been Will as the judge, and she should have been
or even as like a
mentor.
team mentor when like the live shows with the performances and stuff kicked off, because I feel
Totally.
like that's her element. Like she has, anyway.
Yeah, no, you're right. So at this point, you get booked for a gig.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually get booked, sponsored, but like not really because I didn't make any money off of it. But Pepsi SponCons the X Factor pre-show.
For those who think young and watch X Factor.
Yeah. So Pepsi's back. We don't get any new promo from Britney, but
no,
they do this pre-show with the Cheetah Girl.
Oh,
Bailon.
Adrienne Bailon.
Yes. So she's like on this pre-show with this other guy who's like so hot. I forget his name. And I had to Skype in for one of them.
Yes, you did.
And I just promoted Britney.
Now joining us live from New York City, we've been showing off his work all season long in the form of our X Factor Gifts of the Week. He's the man behind realitytvgifts.com. Welcome to the pre-show.
Hey guys, how are you?
Well, first of all, we're doing great here. We want to thank you so much for keeping us entertained with your weekly gifts to us. Thank you so much. We had so much fun watching them. Did you have fun making them?
Of course. I mean, you guys just did the Britney face.
Kyle, I mean, your site, Reality TV Gifts, is hours and hours of entertainment. So where was this idea born out of?
Actually, to be honest, it wasn't really supposed to be anything. I made it for myself and my friends, and it just kind of took off.
And I had to do a GIF of the week. I just wanted to do Britney and they're like, no, like you can't They're like, you can't keep doing Britney gifts. Like, you have to mix it up. And I'm like, well, she's the only one that's providing anything gift worthy.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, as a gift artist, there's no one else on this show that is like.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to like mix it up eventually, but I really did try.
Yeah.
To have it all be Britney.
You did that.
But we go live. And the live premiere kicks off with an iconic moment. Speaking of tits out, tits
flew right into the premiere.
You know, it was cold.
Yep.
Cold as fire, hot as ice. Khloe Kardashian, who is announced as the co-host, which I thought she was great.
Yeah,
I thought she was really fun.
Yeah, she was fun.
Her nipples are the star of the premiere.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, they even had it on Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
They did.
It was like part of their season. And we're literally live. Khloe's tits are like out. And Simon's like, oh, I see that the air conditioning is on a little high tonight. And it was just like, it was really good live TV.
That was good TV.
Yeah. And it took away from anything tragic happening with Britney, which was, thank God.
Yeah. I honestly don't even have very good memories of her live because I feel like they cut it to very tiny moments for her.
Yeah. There really was like no, I mean, there are.
But anytime she was allowed to speak, it was iconic.
Right. But there was nothing that was like super humiliating, like her tits hanging out or like falling or like whatever. So we go live and this is where, like you said, it's just it's super short.
Yeah.
So I don't even, how should we just like run down the list?
Yeah, they're the most memorable ones.
Okay, so we'll start. I know how we'll do this. So first off, Cece Frey. We'll discuss her. So this is another one of the contestants because we don't need to go like a week by week.
No,
with
we
X
don't.
Factor because it's not whatever. So there's this girl, Cece Frey, and Britney just like doesn't have it. Like there's no connection.
Very apparently does not care for Cece.
No. So one of my favorite moments is they're arguing back and forth because this is Demi's girl, right?
Yeah.
And so Demi and Simon are like going back and forth because Demi's like hardcore in it with this girl. Simon's basically saying like, maybe you're not a good mentor, and it's just kind of picking a fight with Demi the whole time.
Yeah.
They're going back and forth. LA gets into it, and it's this very heated, elaborate discussion.
Yeah.
And then they're like, so let's find out what Britney thinks. Britney, what do you think about this? And she sits there and she pauses for a second. And then she leans into the mic and she just goes, sorry, I just don't get it. And sits back.
My guess is that she'll be at the bottom again. She'll be at the bottom again.
We'll see.
I know that I'm right.
Sorry, I just don't get it.
Say something to Britney.
Nobody talks.
You got
to the
so
queen
much lip.
like
Say something
that.
to Britney.
And it was so fucking funny because they all had so much to say. And she just sat in and was like, I just don't get it.
She could not have been more disinterested in Cece Frey.
Nope. And then
comes for her.
Last night, I thought you had like an identity crisis. I felt like you were trying to be like Keesha or something.
I feel like you're trying to be like Keesha or something.
I felt like you were trying to be like Keesha or something.
Which
I have to imagine it was written on a paper and she read it like that because I don't think an earpiece would like. She's trying to say Kesha because I believe Cece's wearing like glitter and like animal print and stuff and looking very like
right. The one that she said like I don't get it. Like she was kind of going. There was like a very Kesha-esque look.
Yeah, she was definitely like biting Kesha a bit. So
totally.
Brittany finally called it out and said, I feel like you're trying to be Keesha or something. Her Till the World Ends collaborator.
This is a remix.
Right. This is the first start of her not knowing how to pronounce
anybody's
the names of people that she collabs with.
No.
Which we'll get into in later years.
Yeah.
Later, more recent, very recent years that she still doesn't know the names of who she's collaborating with.
Nope.
So those start out that are really good. Also, we get a lot of like, I feel like you're a true star.
True star, sweetie.
True Star is the cool and amazing of 2012.
Definitely. Very cool, very true star.
A lot of true stars, a lot of sweeties.
A lot of sweeties.
I
a long time ago did a video called Baby One More Time.
And then
One that really...
probably my favorite of all time, which we've quoted a lot throughout this, but this is where it really comes from.
Yeah, this is the origin.
Yeah, so one of the guys performs R. Kelly, I Believe I Can Fly.
Yeah.
That's who sings it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He does this song. Now, before we get to the iconic moment, there is a moment where she first says, I feel like you were a Vegas lounge act.
Oh, that's right.
Which I was like...
Nostradamus-ny.
Yeah, she's low-key predicting Piece of Me.
Yeah.
And then Khloe, who was totally fucking with her.
Yeah.
So Britney, you said that he should have done a different song. Like, what song do you think he should have done? And you see her like smirk and like look at the contestant, and I'm like, oh my God, they're totally fucking with her.
Yeah.
And she says,
You said that you thought he was very loungy. What kind of song would you have him do if you were his mentor?
Something more urban.
More urban?
Yeah.
Like what?
Something more urban.
Something more urban becomes a meme forever.
Forever.
And it describes every album she's made ever since.
Yeah.
Just something more urban. Just urban is she has described Circus, she's described every album as urban.
She really has. Domination.
Domination is going to be a little more urban.
Yeah.
Yeah, Larry gave an interview recently and said it's going to be urban. So we're getting a lot of urban-y.
Yeah.
So something more urban, hashtag.
Literally made no sense given the song that was already performed. Like, it just, I'm like, what are you talking? Like, so then Khloe not only asks that, but then she follows up.
Yeah. She's
and
like,
says like, oh, what song? And Britney says, like Scream by Usher.
Do you have a song just so?
Like Scream by Usher. I love it.
Okay. By Usher. Okay.
Okay, that's a good idea.
I felt like you took him to church.
Something more urban.
Which is a bop.
Oh, yeah.
At least the taste jumped out
The
with
taste,
that response.
I mean, she knows.
But like, oh my God, it is so fucking funny.
It is.
And I really felt like Khloe was fucking with her in like a playful way.
Yeah. But Britney was ready. She came armed with her urban tracks.
Oh my God.
The thing is, I actually feel like she's just not very articulate with her ideas, but like
The concept for the video Circus is basically about, a circus.
she has the vision for these artists.
Right.
She just can't really say it.
No,
especially
and I
not
feel
live.
like she, especially on the fly like that.
No.
On a live,
Which,
unpredictable.
Yeah, like relatable.
Unpredictable for her. I mean, she is very unpredictable, but like in a live sense.
Yep.
Yeah, she's the original. She's unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I felt like she would have been such a better mentor, because
Definitely.
they did have this element to X Factor with like production and backdrops and props.
Yeah.
And, like Fifth Harmony did that really good Anything Can Happen.
Anything Can Happen with the bow.
Which was great.
Yep.
And so I felt like she would have been better as like a judge's mentor and helping with the live production aspect. Like helping them pick the look.
Completely. It's crazy that Bobby Fifth Harmony was on this fucking season.
Yeah. Well, started out as Lilas.
1432.
Yeah.
Fifth Harmony.
And then Fifth Harmony. Now, literally the final Britney moment, because it was at the finale.
Yeah. Carly Rose, Fifth Harmony.
Yeah. So her little girl makes it to the finals.
Her little Bobby.
They're like, and the next person going through to the final, like whatever, is Fifth Harmony. And they all freak out because they weren't expecting it.
Yep.
And it pans immediately to Britney in one of the most iconic
Definitely
faces.
one of the most iconic
where
faces.
She looks shocked. And I want to say, like, you can kind of see in her face that she's like, why?
Her face is very, are you fucking?
Yeah. It's like, are you kidding me? Confused.
Yeah.
And then she says something to Carly.
She does. She's like, don't worry, these girls are basic.
Literally, like, she's all in for her girl.
She is, yeah.
And
she's
like so confused.
She's like, I don't even know who these girls are.
Yeah, because didn't they like not do well that week or something?
No, like yeah.
And it was like predicted that they were going to get the boot.
Yeah, they were like half floppy the whole season.
Right.
I mean, on their career as well. So
yeah. I mean, I'm just going to say it right here. If we want to talk about X Factor and we want to talk about Fifth Harmony, it's Normani.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Normani has the X Factor of that group.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But anyway, she can dance, she can sing, she's got the star power. That's all I'm going to say.
That's all we're saying.
I'm ready for it.
Not all 5 had the X Factor.
No. Anyway,
love and light and positivity.
I'm just, if I were a judge, I would just say, like, Normani, you're going solo next week.
Right.
at the judge's house. That would be me sitting
And
in
you're
my...
going home, Camila, sweetie.
Yeah. Sitting on my couch from overstock.com. I would be like, and you're going home, sweetie. Normani, we're taking you solo. Anyway.
See you soon.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so we get that shady moment.
Do you remember at the finale event when they're all walking down the red carpet and she just walks right past her?
God.
And it's like literally her own team. Like,
yeah, it's B, right? It's
yeah,
Beatrice.
Beatrice is just like standing there and is just like
waving
trying to
at Britney.
and Britney just like, walks
straight past her.
She's like, oh my God, why is Halsey trying to get my attention?
Oh no.
Oh, hi Avril. Hi, sweetie.
Yeah, that is a terrible moment captured on video, and you can watch it over and over of her just walking past her own teammate completely, like not even doing anything. And you can see her face like be disappointed as Britney walks by, like, oh.
Yeah, she's like, oh, thanks, sweetie.
And then mercifully, the series comes to a close, and we're done.
Who won?
It was that country flop, right? Wasn't it a country flop?
I don't know.
Trace. No, not Trace.
That's the other thing. It's like these talent shows now, it's like they don't really invest in their winners.
No, not at all. Yeah, Tate Stevens.
Right.
Literally who?
That's the other thing that I hate about these shows is that when you win, you're supposed to get like a record deal and like whatever. And
that was the case for
the beginning.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to expose award shows here.
Yeah.
For everyone that watches them, they're a money cash cow. And now what they do is every single week they release everything on iTunes and they just bank money off of everyone the whole time versus literally in the beginning, no one would get anything.
Yeah.
Like you had to go on stage and sing with like a guitar and no music, no background vocals, no band.
And then eventually got the compilation at the end of the year.
Yeah.
That American Idol season 1, like holiday festivities or whatever.
And you were like so fortunate to be added to that.
Yeah.
And to be added on the tour.
Yeah.
Now every single week they just cash cow
Put
everyone.
It on iTunes.
The season ends and it's like...
I think they learned that from Glee. Because Glee started to do that.
That's true.
They were like, wait, people like these songs. Just put it out as soon as it comes out.
Right. And then the show ends and they're like, okay, bye, sweetie. See you in 3 months with a new season. And it's like, oh,
yeah,
great.
They just like pimp out the performance of the week. And that's why you get like some local rendition of Toxic at #1 for a week. And it's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, it's like fleeting 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Anyway.
But anyway, so final thoughts on the X Factor. There were some slay looks here. By the time we got to the live shows, I thought she was much more into it.
Yeah.
Probably because it wasn't these like 8-hour, 10-hour days. It was like you go and you're there for like the 2-hour live show and then you leave.
Yeah. And minimal participation.
Well, not minimal, but like more closer to what she's used to of like a concert.
Sure.
So it's like a concert a week.
Yeah.
And there were some looks. I wasn't into the bangs.
No.
There was a lot of looks at the bangs.
That school girl look. It was like the big collar.
Oh, yeah. They always combined her fiercest looking outfit with the most mom hair.
Yep.
And then like her good hair looks would have like a super mom outfit.
True.
They never got the two together.
Yeah. It's like that rule of like, if you show a lot on top, then don't on bottom. It's just like with her hair and her outfit. It's
yeah.
just like, if you're sexy with your hair, we're going to make you look like a Minnesota mom. There was that one red jacket with like a bra showing.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty good, but we got like
literally the gif where she like the moment where she says something more urban.
Mm-hmm.
That look was actually a serve.
That was.
So at least we have that.
At least we have that.
At least she didn't look like awful in that. She actually looked fierce when she said that.
Yeah, it was the bangs were so bangy.
Yeah, like see that outfit slays, but like
yeah.
I don't know, it was interesting.
It was definitely interesting and cool. And then one time she had like a flower
that
dress.
One was that flower dress was tragic. Also that blue one with like the beading and stuff was
yeah
that was we're just like looking through.
The bangs.
Yeah.
Anyway, so final thoughts from that were, for me, I was deeply relieved that it was over. I never want it to happen again. I will say that the gifts have gone the distance. It's been
really
6
have.
years, and to this day, if like some politician tweets something stupid, or if somebody says something ignorant on Twitter, like locals and everyone are using Britney judging gifts. Like everyone's doing the gifts these days.
Yeah, they do still hold up.
They do.
The faces still, I mean, just this past year was when the "And You're Going Home, Sweetie"
meme really took
had
off
a
again.
new resurgence on Twitter and Tumblr.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my final thoughts on it were, I thought she came out of it unscathed.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't hurt her in any way. I didn't think it, like, diminished her star. I think it was fine.
I think it was fine.
This is also where I feel like I start to change my mentality in, like, because I've always looked at her as an entertainer.
Yeah.
This is kind of where I start to see the comedy in it. Not that I'm like laughing at her.
Right.
But I'm learning to like appreciate the funny things that she says and like these moments where she is over it.
Yeah.
Like when in Piece of Me, when you see her like dancing and you could tell she's over it. Like I find humor in it. I don't find that like angry stan jumping out where like some people get mad.
Yeah.
I start to appreciate all of it for what it is at this point.
I think so too. I think it was almost like making do with what we have.
Yeah.
Because it comes back to that awkward moment of being a Britney fan where you have to understand that there's something awkward happening, but at the same time, her personality comes through in these moments. And yeah, but now that we have the clarity of a post-glory world, we can see that was a lull. That was a low point.
It was, but it's also from Femme Fatale to now is really where you start to see when she's completely fucking over it or she's really, really, really into it. Because at the end of this year, so X Factor wraps up at the end of the year, basically, there are a couple moments in the fall outside of the X Factor.
Yeah.
Where
I just remembered one really good one. Do you remember when she did the Newlyweds game with Simon this year as well? I think this was, but she does the Newlyweds game on a late night show and she's like dressed in that kind of schoolgirly sexy look.
Oh yeah.
And one of the moments was like, he says like, he's like joking with her and he's like, I like working with loony people. And she laughs and she's like, oh God, I'm great then.
And I think Demi Lovato did a good job also. I didn't know what was going to go on with her because I heard she's a little loony.
Can be.
But she was very good on the show.
That was part of the attraction.
Yes.
I like working with loony people.
Oh God, I'm great then.
No, only because I'm quite loony as well.
And she has like a little moment where she kind of pokes fun at herself.
She
and
does.
The elephant in the room.
Right.
And it's like a kind of a cool moment because she's like kind of like acknowledging something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think as fans, then we could also, the fact that she was saying it in moments like that and also in like the ET and on Ellen, and she's kind of acknowledging these things, we can then spot it out. And instead of like assuming things or whatever, we can kind of not relate, but like
it's relatable,
understandable.
It helped us through. I think
It
there were moments where she was kind of like saying things that we were like, okay, so you are aware of this behavior and stuff. Yeah, that loony comment was like very telling.
Right.
I don't know. There was
and the fact that she had a sense of humor about it.
Yeah.
I feel like for me as a fan, then I
It's
was
relieving.
allowed.
Yeah.
It was almost like validating me, allowing myself to have a sense of humor about these moments where she was uncomfortable, but she was still getting through it.
Yeah.
And because the one thing I've always, because I have really bad anxiety, so I always notice when she plays with her hands when she's super nervous.
She definitely
because
does. And
I do
biting
that.
the fingers. Yep.
Yeah, I am a very anxious person. I'm like probably the most socially awkward human, and so not that I like seeing her anxious,
but
not
it's
that
relatable.
It's like, right? I don't find that entertaining because it's like she's uncomfortable, but I understand it when I see it, and I'm like, she's getting through it. She's powering through it as we see
Strong
later.
Britney.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think one of the things as a Britney fan, especially if you relate to that at all, is like, I guess that's one of the good things of X Factor is like you got to see somebody who's going through whatever she may have been going through at the time get onto the other side of it. And that was kind of inspirational.
Yeah, and like not letting it hold her back.
Yeah.
which was good.
So there was good that came out of it. I just would never want her to do it again.
No, I don't think it was the best role for her. I think there could have been a different mentorship that would have been better.
For sure.
But yeah, I feel like that wraps up X Factor.
That wraps up X Factor, I think.
In parallel to the X Factor going, because we want to talk about some slay moments that happened in the fall, because like we had said before, we were thinking, you know, are we going to get something new from her?
We're always thinking that the Britney fans, if you, at any given time, if you look at the forums, somebody's like, single dropping next week, it's called apple pie. It's just constant lies and deceit.
It is.
I don't know why we do that more than any other fan base, but we're just constantly like, new album, new single, promo coming. It's a global campaign. They're spending millions.
Well, I know exactly why we do it. Because
We're
the
thirsty.
past, because the past few years, that's sort of how you find out about it. It does happen.
It does happen
the
quickly.
Domination thing. So we started recording this.
That's true.
I want to say the end of the summer.
Yeah.
Gearing up for, October. And our original plan was we're going to end this at the end of the year, all 20 years. And then she's going to be done. She's not, she didn't re-sign Vegas. We were kind of waiting for that to happen. And then we're in the middle of recording and all of a sudden she's like, oh, I'm going to be on Ellen. I have an announcement. And just was like, surprise, I'm coming back.
Surprise. And it's called Domination.
And we were like, what?
Well, she didn't say anything, but
True.
The graphics told us.
Yeah. Me arriving in hell was my favorite caption of that.
But yeah, it's true. It does kind of just happen.
Yeah. It really does just like happen out of nowhere.
Yeah. So I guess we're kind of like,
so that's why we never know
to that. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Anyway,
October,
new
of this
single
year,
coming out next week, by the way, you guys.
What?
Kidding.
Oh my God. For a split second, I literally just like.
We're just forever gullible.
Well, because you know more than I do. So if there was a new single coming out, you would know.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to 2012. So in the fall, we get a couple moments, and there is a Grammys tribute.
Yeah, so, and I think this kind of went overlooked as it happened. There was a Grammys tribute to Whitney Houston, who had died earlier in the year, obviously. Huge loss for the music community. And she gets on stage and actually shares the story of how she went to New York and sang I Have Nothing in front of the execs at Jive at the time and got her record deal. And says that, Whitney's always been with her and her music and a huge inspiration.
Please welcome Grammy Award winner, Britney Spears.
When I was a little girl dreaming about being a star one day, I would sing along to my favorite 3 artists day and night in my living room. I would annoy my brother and anyone else who would listen to my little versions of songs by Madonna, Janet Jackson, and last but definitely not least, the great Whitney Houston. Then when I was 15, I got my big shot. I was in New York City auditioning to try and get my first record deal. I sang Whitney's I Have Nothing for the executives at Jive Records, and they signed me. So I guess you could say that Whitney has always been there for me when I needed her. Through her work, Whitney Houston will always be there for all of us. So I wanted to be here tonight to say thank you to this beautiful, gifted woman who inspired the countless others all around the world to try and sing along.
And it was a very nice moment that I think was kind of out of character for her because, public speaking is no easy task for her. And it was kind of nice. Well, it was very nice of her to like have that moment and share her story, which she didn't really need to do. When you have like a tribute of someone of that stature, you get all these like massive powerhouse vocalists who do these things. It was nice of her to like do anything. And yeah, she like gave some interviews on the red carpet and was just singing her praises. And I thought that was a very nice thing that she did.
Yeah.
Because she does owe getting signed to Whitney, actually, which is insane.
True.
It's insane. It's part of her legacy. So,
and that's another thing I've always loved about Britney. And I don't know if we mentioned it in the years prior, but there was that moment where she was with Christina at the VMAs. I don't know if we mentioned it in that episode.
Right.
Where they presented and they came out and they like had this playful little banter. And then it literally cuts to Whitney. They like introduce Whitney. And she just like belts out this note.
Ladies and gentlemen, Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears.
I know what boys like. I know what guys want. I know what boys like. I know what boys like.
been an amazing night for the both of us. Yes, it has. Getting to perform on stage at Radio City, meeting Janet Jackson, Eminem. Anyway, well, the one thing that would make this night complete for us on a personal level is to bring out a singer who needs no introduction at all. And we don't even need to say her name. Just listen to her voice.
Yeah, she's always like loved Whitney and
Yeah.
Mariah and Janet.
Like definition of legends only.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a legends on legends moment. It was.
was.
It was really good that she did that. I thought it was kind of appropriate. I felt.
Yeah.
So I was happy that it happened. But yeah, so that was one of the better moments to come out of the year for her. I thought it was a nice thing to do. We also get a Elle magazine photo shoot at that time, and this is triggering all of us. She's like doing a power note in front of a microphone, and she's like sitting down and looking at sheet music, I believe, or vinyl sheet music, I think.
Yeah.
It's a good shoot.
Photo shoot is a serve.
She also like does a callback to 07 and has like a glam photo of her holding Starbucks walking out with sunglasses, which is genius.
Yeah.
Very ahead of its time.
Yeah. This whole shoot is a sleigh.
Yeah. She kind of says music's coming. I don't even remember if there was a real tease, but
I don't know.
The photo shoot looks like she's recording the album of her career, which is, but at the same time that month, it's the 5-year, or no, at that time it's 2007 to 2012, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, 5-year anniversary of Blackout already. And so she pays tribute to it by saying like, thank you fans for, it's been 5 years for Blackout. Blackout 2.0, anyone? Obviously setting the fandom ablaze.
You can't say that.
You can't say that. Everyone's immediately like, she's in the studio with Danger, Carrie Hilson, and she's making the album again. And
right. And seeing Darkchild and like the X Factor.
Everyone got on the Carrie Theory.
Was like, oh, is she really doing this?
Oh, yeah. It was, at the time I was writing, she's in the studio with Darkchild and Danger because of that tweet.
Right.
It's just... And we sure got Blackout 2.0.
Well, I think we got Blackout 2.0 in 2016, but anyway.
Well, yes. Maybe she was just thinking about that album.
Yeah. Yeah, that was not a good tweet.
That was not a great tweet. Very misleading. And then, but you know what? She does give us a musical moment.
Oh, she does. So in November, we get numerous sleighs. Now, what's so funny to me about this whole thing, looking back, is how not into X Factor she was.
Right.
But then outside of X Factor, she fucking served in like all of this stuff.
Right.
And so in November, we get Scream and Shout, the song, the video.
Yes.
Which is one of my favorite Britney tracks.
Kyle jumped out about this track.
I fucking love
it. Is
Scream and Shout.
A Jersey anthem.
Do you hate it? I feel like I've never asked your opinion on like, what you actually think about Scream and Shout, because every time it comes on, you're like, oh, there he goes.
There he goes.
And I'm like, okay, well, what do you think?
When it came out, I was mad.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't like...
Because it was Will's song, maybe?
Will, I really was so mad at Will.
Right. She's technically... It's on Willpower.
Exactly.
She's featured.
I like it a lot now. Actually, Piece of Me elevated it for me. I think it's so much fun in Piece of Me, and she's not even really performing it. It's the dancers that come out, and it's still like a really fun... Lights, we love the look of lasers.
We do.
And the dancers actually like get so gay, and they like vogue it out and have a fan and everything, and they turned it really gay, and it's really fun. I actually love the song now. And since it did so well among the locals, it's like... That was her last, well then Work Bitch would be, but like one of her last like true, anyone in the community will know about this song.
Yeah. Like this song was a hit.
Super hit.
I remember I have a memory going out in Jersey.
Oh, in Jersey?
Hearing it like in the midst
Feathers?
of like, no, I think I was at Jenks.
Oh God.
I was at Jenks and it was like a just standard night out. And it was like mixed in with like all of the hot music at the time, and I was like, oh, she's, and like people were living for it, and I was like, oh, like people know this.
It's a lot of fun. You can really easily sing along with it.
Yeah.
And then you get an It's Britney bitch drop,
which I think was done really well.
It really was.
Like I'll give Will credit here. He took something that is, I mean, we stole it too for the title of our podcast.
Oh, we did.
Like,
that's true.
But like, I mean, what else do you like? It's just, we're not trying to claim ownership of it. It's just, it's Britney, bitch.
It's just, it kind of, people fucking love that.
Yeah,
like
and I think he sampled it so well.
It's the perfect drop.
And it should never be done again.
Right.
By anyone, because it's fine now.
Yeah. She also thought that's where the phrase originated for a hot moment there. Remember when she was doing interviews and she was like, well, it's, he just told me to say it.
Yeah.
It's like, do you know that you said it once 5 years before that?
Yeah, like you recorded this in like 06 or early 07.
Yeah. Oh, God. But anyway, yeah, she... I like the song now. I looked at my original review and it's funny, I did the pros and the cons because I didn't like Will and I didn't like the fact that it was kind of local sounding, but I also...
It is not local sounding.
Well, I mean, it's like a Willpower song. It's like...
True.
It's just like, it sounds like Willpower song, but I loved Britishny.
Yes, British Talkney.
Which, as I found out, is because Talisa was originally on the song, and I think she probably just followed that guide demo and was like...
She probably loved doing like...
She probably was just like, this sounds good. Like, let's just keep it going. Yeah, and the video helped it to be a serve. I think the looks in that video...
The video elevated it for me.
I remember the gloves, all of her fingers are not in them correctly.
Oh, yeah.
They're like flopped on the sides.
Well, call it out.
I mean, this is like really where you overlook certain things because it's mostly a sleigh.
Yeah, so this video, she served like kind of editorial.
2 videos.
Fashion-y. Yeah. The first one is like the hair slicked back and the headband. And then the second remix video is like we get the high pony.
Fierce ponytail.
It's all the looks are a fucking sleigh.
Yeah, very slick.
I remember the one thing that I was like shook by, which this has absolutely nothing to do with me, but I'm just going to say that it does. So I feel better about it. The director of the video, there was like an interview with him where he said like, we really wanted to make it look cool for like GIFs and stuff that like fans make.
Yeah.
And he said that it was inspired by GIFs. And like, so there's all these moments that literally like
they're GIFable.
Like the moment where she's holding the 2 burning balls.
Which immediately people have put Lotus and Bionic.
A meme. Like all these, like the hair, like the ponytail whipping.
Yeah.
There's so many GIF worthy moments.
Basically, Kyle invented this video.
And I was like mildly shook because I was doing, I mean, my site was taking off and I was very into the GIF world then.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I'm being subtweeted.
Yeah, you are. And actually a little ahead of its time because Lord knows now every fucking video is purely for GIFs and reaction memes and things like that. Like
reality show confessionals, like everything edited to be like
shareable.
Yeah.
Mass shareable Tumblr sets.
Yeah. This video was a fucking sleigh. And
yeah, they premiered on X Factor. And do you remember her face after it premiered?
Yeah.
The legendary like ew face.
Yeah. This is if you want the perfect encapsulation of this like Britney being completely over it and then fucking slaying in this 3 minutes, it is completely encapsulated.
Yep.
Mario's like this amazing new song with this amazing video, and you're gonna premiere it now, and she just sits there with like, she's so disgusted and nervous just like horrified that it's gonna play, but like the video fucking slays, and it premiered on X Factor, and I was like, she was so anxious.
Was disgusted.
Yeah.
She made like a ew face.
Yeah. It was like she was embarrassed by it.
Instead, she has like a very fierce moment.
She gets very intimidated and like...
Intimidated?
Don't you be
intimidated.
Yeah.
I will say that's like consistent throughout post 07.
Yeah. It happens again like with Work Bitch. Like it's like she's scared of her own sleigh.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, what?
Carpool karaoke, she could not stand singing her own songs.
True.
She hates her music.
And I'm like, can you just slay? Like recognize the sleigh. And it's almost like, I love Humble Knee, but sometimes I feel like it goes way too far where she's like genuinely horrified by her own sleigh. And I don't think that that's a good thing. Like,
no, she like fully does not think she belongs anymore.
Yeah, and I'm like, you fucking killed it.
Like when she says in either Femme Fatale or I Am Britney Jean, like I used to be. Well, actually, no. For the record, she says I used to be cool. I don't feel like that
I used
anymore.
To be a pretty cool chick. And I'm not that way anymore. That's literally how she. Thank you. That was acting.
That was acting. This is acting. See ya. Yeah, she does not think she's cool.
I know, and she is.
That is just kind of who she is right now.
Yeah.
And I think like fans don't get that fully. Like no matter how many times she showed how uncomfortable she is, they still like want to think that she believes in her legacy, but she doesn't. Like
yeah, I think there's a lot of times where, I mean, it's something we see from here on out.
Yeah.
Where these like moments of where she's like scared to be her best,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is kind of like hashtag relatable.
Totally.
Is like not feeling fully confident or like, I don't know. But Scream and Shout was a sleigh.
It was.
And there's also another sleigh that
There
happens, which is another perfume commercial.
Lo and behold, her perfume commercial. Although at this time, Scream and Shout was a good video, as was the remix video. But then we get Perfume Fantasy Twist, which is a mixture of fantasy and midnight fantasy. I erroneously said it was fantasy and curious, maybe, in the first episode or something, and just slammed with hate comments and death threats. And just, in fact, this is a mixture of her two most successful fantasies, apparently.
Right. And as of right now,
everybody has one.
We have another one.
We have another one.
Which Rainbow Fantasy.
Rainbow
just
Fantasy.
Came out.
Which color is your fantasy?
Yeah. So our content is already dated.
Yeah. But for Fantasy Twist, because it is a dual fantasy, and if you haven't seen it, it's like a ball, kind of like a twisty thing, where like you can get kind of like a Christina Aguilera by day and by night.
Literally.
And you can have two different fragrances. And so fittingly, she does different characters. She loves to play a character.
She really loves to play a character in this.
Here we get whoever the character of Blackout is. She's like a mysterious woman with black hair and a big cross, and she's gothny, which is my favorite. We also get kind of Egyptian-y.
Mm-hmm. Like it's very Cleopatra.
She basically just took her outfit from Femme Fatale Tour, Give Me More, and was like, let's just slightly alter that and make it a little more Cleopatra.
And like high end.
Yeah.
Like she's
definitely better than
fucking
Femme
slaying.
And then we get sort of like flapper, old Hollywood, beaded dress-y kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is cool.
All three of these looks are fucking stunning.
They are.
She is feeling herself in them.
Oh, and we also get like she comes out in just like a regular silver dress, right? And as she enters the elevator, I think. Or was
yeah, it's like the concept is like when she goes into this elevator, it's like every floor is a different
fantasy
personality or like literally a different fantasy. Which you know she loves. She loves a hotel.
She loves a hotel.
She
loves a fantasy.
Concept. She loves a fantasy. She loves playing a character. And
how does she not have hotel fantasy? I mean, if you have circus fantasy, you can have whatever. Anyway,
are you checked in or are you checked out?
Don't ask her.
That's a concept.
That's a concept.
Literally, like how fitting is that? Thank you. Someone steal that. You're welcome.
Elizabeth Arden. Yeah. So I think that she really loved doing this. I think there was a behind the scenes of this as well, featurette. Sometimes she sets it to Gasoline.
Yeah.
Which is unexpected, and it's a sleigh.
It is, because it's like not really one of the, I mean, it's not a single.
No.
And it was, oh my God.
Yeah.
This is like the thing that I think is so fascinating. And we even see it now. It's like these perfume commercials. She fucking loves them.
She does.
And I'm like, is it just that the character?
It's the character.
Element?
She loves to be somebody else.
Because the thing is, you can always tell. We say you can always tell by the hair, but you can also always tell by the makeup.
Yeah.
Too, I feel like. And in this one, every single look has like a very distinct new face. And the fact that she like allowed that to happen tells that she was very invested in it.
Yeah.
Like the old Hollywood glam is very like flapper, and she just like fucking loves it.
She does.
Oh my God. These looks are so good.
They also have budget, because the thing is, like, compared to industry budget versus makeup and beauty budget, like, obviously we know, as we're both devout James Charles followers.
Hi, sisters.
And muas, aspiring muas, that there is bank in makeup and beauty.
True.
So I have no doubt that Elizabeth Arden puts up more money than probably
I'm sure
her labels have in years for her music videos.
Yeah, and they get concepts.
Yeah.
She's probably like, I want to wear wigs. And they're like, okay, great. And they come back with a concept that involves wigs.
Yeah.
and she's ready to go.
Yeah. So that's why those have always consistently been a serve, is because there is money there. And she also is free from having to promote music, which she may or may not be into. It's like she just gets to do her own fantasy.
True.
So, yeah, we get an amazing visual for Fantasy Twist. Watch it now.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no iconic quotes from it because it's like just playing gasoline.
Right.
But like we get looks that literally could be any music video.
Yeah. And that kind of brings us to the end of the year when there are reports that she has been quote unquote fired from X Factor, as if anyone thought that she would be coming back for season 3.
No, I mean, it was probably, she was signed on for one season from the get-go, and like she didn't renew the contract.
No.
Like, who cares? Like, so many people do that now. They're just like one season.
Yeah, it was an experiment. It was a very financially successful one for her, and a socially awkward one for her.
Mm-hmm.
And we did that, and that's done. So we move on.
We do.
Yeah.
Into yet another... I mean, this whole journey is just down and up and down.
Down,
and
up,
down.
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 We're about to get down as possible in 2013, musically speaking.
It literally is up and down because there are moments where she's so into it and moments where she's so fucking not.
It literally is.
Like, literally not
yeah.
in it, which that is a tease, if you will, of what I'm implying. Wow, we're going there.
We're going there.
That pretty much sums up the year 2012.
Does.
Not a bad moment. I thought it was entertaining. Scream and Shout is so fucking good.
She conquered some fears. She got through.
She did. We think that Domination's gonna have Scream and Shout because she did that choreo.
Peepers.
Instagram,
eyes.
literally like all eyes, and she's eyes
She
are.
loves a literal interpretation. So yeah, that kind of wraps up the year. I guess we should probably say what's the knee.
Yeah, what is the knee of 2012?
I'm going to go with anxiety knee. This was the tensest year by far, just as far as like not like personal traumas or anything like that, but just like we had to endure a very public, socially awkward, anxious person for a long time.
Yeah.
And we didn't even really like discuss, like I was filled with nerves watching her every week because it was live TV.
Same.
And you like part of the being a Britney fan is like you're kind of just rooting for her and hoping that she doesn't get, embarrassed or feel bad about herself or anything.
Or get spooked.
Get spooked, loud noises. Simon, don't yell in her face.
Right. Like it was like that anxiety of like, are they going to try and surprise her again on live TV?
Yeah. So it was definitely an anxiety knee for me, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I'm going to straight up just say Scream and Shout knee.
Yes.
Because she fucking did that. She did it in the song. She did it in the video. It is still one of my favorite ever.
Yeah.
It starts, my tits like literally drop and shake and fly.
Drop, fly, soar across the room.
Yeah, bald.
Wigless.
You can just like stand in place and spin like she does in the platform in the video. It's also one of my favorite things.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Pony up.
We need to find you a platform that does that just so you can, yeah.
Oh my God, literally.
Yeah.
I'll check Amazon Prime. Not sponsored.
Can you imagine you're in the living room just like slowly rotating?
All eyes on us.
British knee.
Also, there's a really good Nicki Minaj Scram and Shit.
Yes,
that remix.
Scram and Shit we say often. Thank you again, Nicki Minaj.
It's so funny. For a while, I only heard those lyrics.
Bring the accent. Hey, yo, I think you're trying to be like cashier. Tell the world ends is so last year. Might wanna shave those eyebrows, dear. Bitch, stop. Number one, but then you just drop. Brinty Jen spree ass back on top to watch the rest of y'all bitches blow. I wanna scram and shit and get a big hit and dance a bit, then have a sit. We say in who are you? Are you?
You are now rocking with Will E.M. and
Brinty, bitch.
Well, that was amazing. And so now that we're ending, this podcast is over, sweetie.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to wait another week, sweetie.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, anyone who made it through last year is a diehard stan because we really took you through it.
You're definitely a true star.
Yeah. And if you've made it here, we really even appreciate it more.
Yeah, and it just keeps on going.
So join us next week for our most personal episode ever.
Definitely our most personal episode to date.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Thank you so much. That's very sweet. Thank you for your